live.
It didn't play? You're still on mute, Doc. What a start.
What a start. Okay. Take 2. Let's try it again.
Did anybody hear that song? Anybody?
Was there any music there? Let us know in the chat, because we tried. No music?
Maybe this stream's a little too spicy tonight for everyone.
All right. Hold on. I'm going to try it again. I think I know what I did wrong.
All right.
Let's pretend like that never happened. I'm cutting this out of the...
Editing this from the live show.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, I'm still on mute. I'm yammering.
Brandon's just saying nothing to nobody. All right, here goes. We're going to start over.
Doc, nod your head if you hear the song this time.
Yeah, because I'll be really embarrassed if it doesn't work for a second time. Nice high five. You're on mute.
Whatever. This is bad. I give up.
Disaster. Oh my
stream
gosh.
is way too spicy to be handling on the interwebs tonight. Everyone, welcome to Digital Hoarders Valentine's Edition, where we've got iced balls, we've got spicy tamales. We are all up in here bringing you the good stuff with all the technical difficulties yet to boot. I'm so excited to be back with a brand new edition. But hey, we are here.
What was that?
Live.
It was spicy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it is spicy. Let's get spicy up in the chat. Let me see you. Come on, let's get spicy up in that chat. How you guys doing?
Say something spicy, chat.
Yeah.
Doc, keep saying spicy. Some more. Go.
Spicy. But yeah, it's good. That's awesome to hear. Totally excited that you guys are here with us. And hey, you know what? Screw the difficulties. Let's have fun, because that's what it's all about. We're having games. We've got, movies, and we've got all the love. Gentlemen, welcome. How are you guys doing this week? I'm glad to be back. What have you guys been up to?
You know what? I want to say first and foremost, well, first we're going to tell our computer not to restart. God, this would be the night that it would happen, though.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I went back and did a thing that I was supposed to do a while ago, and I watched Battle of the House. Houses. I watched Battle of the Sexes, and Doc, you were right. Not a good movie. Thanks a lot, Digital Hoarders fans. I don't know what I did. I thought I was at least somewhat liked. I know I'm third on the show in fans, but I didn't know I was hated. It's not a good movie. It sucks. I like the cast so much. There's a lot of really great people on it, but especially Emma Stone and Steve Carell. It's just a boring movie. There really wasn't much to like about it. It wasn't bad. Like, I'm not going to say it was a terrible movie, but it wasn't good at all, which is a bummer. But it is what it is. Diego, I'm wearing a different shirt. I'm wearing the same hoodie, but I'm wearing a different shirt. We did do we did another podcast last night. If you guys want to check it out, it's on YouTube. It's under
WDFC podcast. It's like 17 hours long, I think.
400 years.
It's what it felt like.
We did a thing where we got all of a lot of positive podcasters together, and we're just kind of trying to bring light to everybody's show. So check it out. I'm going to post the audio on our podcast channel, so you can listen to it there. Do check it out though. It's a cool. It's probably better to watch because you can see who's talking when. Because there's definitely going to be times in the audio where you're like, it's just 19 voices at once.
Yeah.
So anyway, we did that.
Doc's a busy man, so he wasn't on that one, but I know he'll be on probably the next one. We're gonna do them once a month, and we're gonna host the next one here on Digital Hoarders. So you'll get all three of these faces in there, and then a bunch of other podcasts.
I wrote a theme song for it today, so we're gonna check it out. It'll be fun. What else have I been doing? I've been playing a little bit game called a Fortnite.
Never heard of it. Never should talk about it.
Nerf War. Yeah, Doc posted a picture on Twitter yesterday that was a kid with a Nerf gun standing up against a soldier, and it said PUBG versus Fortnite. And I agree with that 100%. I was like, exactly, Doc. You're right. Fortnite's way more fun. Yeah. So is a Nerf fight.
I'd much rather get shot by a Nerf bullet than a real bullet.
Yeah. Yeah, I can have lots of Nerf fights. I can only have one war.
It just jumped up and bit me in the ass. That's what happened.
Bit me in the buttocks.
Yeah, buttocks. You want to see right here?
No, not on cam, Doc. Not on cam.
It's spicy. Come on. Got all our lonely listeners out there, you know? You don't know.
Oh.
Are they lonely? Are you? What are you going to be doing for your Valentine's? Are you going to be playing with your Xbox?
God, it's so nice to have you, Doc. I've also been playing Celeste. Celeste is amazing. I talked about it a little bit last week. There's not too much more to say about it. It's amazing 2D platformer. The story is amazing. The music's amazing. Great sound design. It's a really fun game. I haven't been playing a whole lot else. I've been working on other things. And I'm just still trying to get my first solo win in Fortnite. I have squad wins and I have 50v50 wins. I don't have a solo win because every time it gets down to, I was telling you guys in our chat earlier, I'm calm as a cucumber. I couldn't care less when I'm 100th and then when I'm 4th. But as soon as it gets down to 3 people left, I start to go, shoot. And then when it gets down to 2 people left, I'm like, and I used the wrong gun. Yet last night I tried to shoot somebody with a shield bottle. It's just a nightmare. I don't understand why I do that.
Shoot somebody with a shield bottle.
Yeah, I'm just like, I gotta switch guns because I was carrying around the wrong gun, and I'm like, this is not the gun for this encounter. Let me switch to this one.
Let me drink.
That's a shield. I'm dead now. Diego said, "Get good." I know. I wish I could get good. It is. I also, because of our other show, #DadPod. There was an episode where it came about that my new nickname was Swear Bear. So they had an outfit out on the store a few days ago that was a big pink, basically a Care Bear costume. And I posted it on Twitter and I was like, man, I don't know why, but I want this really bad. And Diego goes, well, it's because you're Swear Bear. You need it now. You're Swear Bear. And I was like, damn it. I have to buy it. So now I'm playing in Fortnite in a giant pink bear outfit. I don't know if you know this, but pink doesn't really blend into anything. So I'm running around Fortnite and I'm just a target. So either I'm going to get good fast or I'm never going to win a game because I'm running on a
son.
Yeah, I'm getting wrecked left and right. I do well up until that last couple minutes. Such a bummer. But I haven't been playing a whole lot else. I've been playing Assassin's Creed Chronicles on my Vita. If nobody's played that, I don't think I've talked about it on the show. It's a really fun 2D platformer. It's not an Assassin's Creed game. There's the the references to Assassin's Creed stuff. You are an assassin back in time and in different areas.
Creed.
There is a Creed somewhere in there, I think, but it's more a 2D side-scrolling stealth game, which is really awesome to me. There aren't a whole lot of games out there like that. There is Mark of the Ninja is the last one I can really think of. Mark of the Ninja was on Xbox 360 and Steam. I loved that game so much, and I didn't realize until I played this game, there haven't been a whole lot of games like that.
What do you mean, stealth 2D?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, But you can get into battles in Assassin's Creed Origins. It just pays to be
Chronicles.
Or Chronicles, excuse me. But it just you can still
but you
because it's like Shadow Complex was the same way.
And that's
such a great game.
I haven't played it. I want to play that.
What?
Yeah, I own it. I own it. But I don't know if you guys know about me, but I'm a digital hoarder.
No, I did not. But that just seems like that game's right up your alley, though. I'm surprised you have.
It is.
Let's put that on the next book club.
Okay.
I'll play Shadow Complex again.
Okay,
that's a great fucking game.
But so it's in that same vein. It's 2D stealth. You can get into battles, but not all the time. There are sections of the game where you can't fight anybody. You can't even be seen.
Yeah.
And then there are other sections where you can fight. You could kill everybody in that area, but you're going to get a bronze instead of a gold.
Did you play Counter Spy?
That's a little bit.
That's a lot like that. I like that game actually.
It was
ex-Pixar animators that did that.
Yeah,
I like that game.
I like it. I didn't love it. I didn't finish it.
But it's akin to that though.
Yeah, it is. It just
because there are areas where if you get caught, you just fail the whole mission, and or like you said, you get the lowest possible grade.
That's one of those games where I played a little bit of, and I was like, I want to get back to this one day. But yeah, there's so many other things that I want to get back to first.
Gotcha.
But Brandon, what have you been doing?
I got my balls sliced open on Friday.
Extra spicy.
Yeah, that's what we're all here for.
Mm-hmm.
I had a vasectomy.
Nice.
It fucking hurts. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it.
Okay.
Like, is there anybody out there that wants one? It's a pretty quick process. The whole thing was done within like 45 minutes, but now it feels like somebody's squeezing on my balls 24/7. That's not fun. It's not fun.
No.
But because of all the ball squeezing, I've been sitting down playing video games. So, but we had company come over Saturday night, and we played a bunch of Fortnite. Now, and I hate to say this to you. We played a lot of Fortnite. It was me, my wife Mary, our friends Andrea and Steph, and my daughters. They love Fortnite because of you. They played it at your house once, and they fell in love with it.
Oops.
Lily got a third.
Yeah.
With a kill completely by herself. I think she might pull out a win before you do.
Dude, I'm so Aubrey's pretty close to pulling it. Aubrey loves
a third
Fortnite
all
too.
on her own. She's done like literally nobody took the control from her. Mary got a couple more seconds.
I'm gonna disown Aubrey if she gets a win before I do.
just have it do it on your
drop her off at the fire station at 11 years old.
Just have her do it on your profile. Like, that's fine. It's under my account.
She does play on my profile.
There you go. That's all they need to know.
It doesn't count. It doesn't count in my
Nobody
heart.
needs to know. So we played a lot of that. I didn't play anything really new this week. We played That's You and Knowledge is Power, which if you guys don't have the PlayLink titles, if you guys have company over, play those PlayLink games. They are so fun. They are so fun. And I played some Shadow of the Colossus. I beat the first Colossi. So I haven't put a whole lot of time into it. I mean, it's a gorgeous game.
Did you play the original?
Only a tiny bit on the PS3. I never played the PS2 version.
How do you? Oh, okay. How do you feel like this compares?
I mean, I'm probably at the same point in the two of them. I mean, it's drastically better looking. I mean, it is a beautiful, beautiful game. The controls are weird. That camera control is weird. That's just a Team Eco thing. That's what they've done. They did it in Eco. They did it in The Last Guardian. It's just those weird controls, but it's kind of their thing now. You just got to get over it, and just once you understand it, the game is just brilliant. I mean, I know how great the game is. I just need to actually beat the game. I knocked out a couple other easy platinums. I've been trying to knock out easy platinums. There is a game. I'm pretty sure it's on Xbox as well. I think it's called Ikemo. It's EEKEEMO. That's the worst fucking game I've ever played in my life.
So don't play it.
So, and I stay positive on this show. But that's an awful game. That was a painful platinum to get. I got it, but I've never deleted something off of my hard drive as fast as I did. This Ikemo Dark Splinter Charge or some dumb crap like that.
Can I cut in real quick and say I just got a text from my lovely daughter that says I shall win first.
Ooh, now she's shit talking.
Tell her
we live 20 seconds away from the fire station. I will drop you off.
Tell her, you know what? This is how you punish her. You don't let her play Fortnite and you make her play that fucking Ikemo game.
Yeah.
She'll never talk back.
She'll never play a video game again.
No, you'll never.
This is
never
video
talk
games
again. Woof. That was it. movie wise, my wife and I watched the final. If you guys are, I love horror movies. The Hatchet series is one of my favorite slasher, unknown kind of horror flicks. They have the fourth one came out called Victor Crowley. It was awesome. It's just crazy blood and gore and some of the greatest just deaths I've ever seen on screen. I turned Diego onto that series, so now he's a fan of them as well.
And you turned him on.
Yeah, well,
that's spicy.
So all this ball talk. But yeah, so I mean, nothing too exciting. I've just not been allowed to move a whole lot. So yeah, vasectomies suck. What about you, Doc? You get your balls cut open. What did you do?
None. I've actually been going to school. Just started working again, and unfortunately, my grandmother's dying. Sucks. But nothing we can do. That is life on us. So I've been trying to escape, but I've been playing some games. I've been having some fun. Starting streaming a little bit, having fun. I would just want to thank, I know some of the people are here that have been watching me play games. Thank you guys. I love your support. But I've been playing PUBG, Kingdom Come, Deliverance. Today I was featured on Mixer in Hype Zone. I failed, but it was good. I had like 6 kills, and yeah, I was wrecking people. It was ridiculous, and just not close quarter kills. I was far away, so I was enjoying it. I was having a good time.
Spicy.
So, yeah, extra spicy. But yeah, I don't know. It's been good. Totally just enjoying myself. What little bit I can do to escape into video games. So definitely been enjoying that. Titanfall, was playing that on my S offline because my other Xbox was having some issues the other night. So played some of that. It's good. I need to just sit down, and I need like 8 hours just to say, okay, nothing's happening today. Bring me food. Let me sit and play this, because it started getting really addicting, and I really liked it. But then I just had too much other stuff happening. So I was like, But that game is very fluid, and it looks beautiful. So I'll say that.
I have some peas if you're still hungry.
Yeah.
No.
Right now.
My wife and I were going to be having some dinner after this. Extra spicy.
Extra spicy.
Yeah.
There you go, Doc.
Yeah. Anyway,
Gross, get those away from me.
oh man. But no, it's good.
They're on the outside. Don't worry. They're on the outside.
Everything's
I
on the outside.
Yeah.
Be in the inside.
Yeah, I was waiting for it.
Yeah. So confused here. Lost. Anyway, no. I had a guardian angel drop off this classic that I'm so excited to sink my teeth into. So definitely ready to play. A game that has not been. I want to put this. I think topped in the terms of what it's trying to do on a simplistic love story. But what the hell?
Just putting my peas in my balls again.
Yeah, I was all sloop. But anyhow, yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see if new games are going to be able to do that. So, yeah, I mean, Shadow of Colossus, I'm excited to get down on. Yeah, so much going on. There's watching a bunch of streamers just trying to get my mojo back. So, because I know you, the fans, you deserve the best Doc there is, and I want to give that to you. So I'm trying to find my mojo. And
it's a mojo.
No.
Oh, don't you say,
No.
Oh,
Stereo.
Austin's Creed. Austin's Creed.
What the fuck was that?
Austin Powers cast.
Whoa, and a squeak.
Lundy,
I want nothing to do with all of those.
Lundy.
All right.
Spicy.
Anyway, yeah. So yeah, awesome. That was the other thing I was gonna go into, because you guys put in about Rhyme in the Discord. I fired it up and I was like, you know what? I haven't achieved everything there is. I played the whole story and everything, and I just started realizing how beautiful this world is. I just started sitting back and I was like, I feel like this is someone just took their, just markers and colors, artistic stuff, and just started like, I'm going to draw this beautiful world. And I was like, I feel like it's being painted as I go. It just felt so just original and fresh and just beautiful, but yet very simplistic. So yeah, it was, I just my 2 cents on your guys' game of the.
It's not you guys. It's
I was
all
going to
of our
say
games.
it's ours.
Well, I mean, I've already beat it, so I went before you guys beat it. You know, that I won't say anything until once we bring it all up.
Yeah. So what Doc is referring to is the Digital Hoarders Backlog Club. Every month we pick one game. If you haven't been here with us the last few weeks, we've picked Rhyme to go through and play. And then at the end of the month, we'll all get together on Discord and we'll talk about it, discuss the things we liked about the game, discuss the things we hated about the game. And then on the first show of March, we'll talk about everyone's opinions without spoiling the game. And then we will pick our game for March. So get in on that. Play Rhyme. It's free on PS4 Plus, PS Plus. It's you can get a trial for Xbox Game Pass and play it for free too, or you can buy a month of Xbox Game Pass for $9.99. It's worth it, and play Rhyme. So yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Doc.
Oh no, good. What's gonna bring me to my next point is Kingdom Come Deliverance. I mean, that's the hot new game that's come out. I mean, we just had our good friend Rick from Warhorse Studios last week on with us. They just launched their game. It's available on the Xbox One platform. It's on the PS4 Pro, and it's on the PC. And it is X enhanced. Is it Pro enhanced or whatever? I don't know what all.
I don't think it is yet. Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest, folks. When I talk about enhanced, I'm not talking like. I'm talking. Okay, it's enhanced. Okay, cool. That kind of enhanced. You know, I give you that level of just how enhanced it is. But anyway, my quick thoughts. I know, Alden, you said you wanted to hear my thoughts on it real quick because I don't believe both of you guys have played it yet, right?
Not yet.
You're holding off a little bit until they get that fly swatter out there and get all those bugs out and everything. So I totally understand. And we're going to get into that, folks, because there is some bugs in this game. There is some freaking bugs in the game. It was crazy. As many of you watched today when I was on stream, I was backing my horse up and it was going beep, beep, beep. And then, boom, my thing just went Play-Doh. I went into the floor. My guy went out like a spider. I just looked like putty on the ground. I was completely glitched. And I was like, what the hell? And then all of a sudden, I just kind of Slender Man back right on up. And I was like, okay, I guess that's the glitch. So that was really odd. But we'll just put it this way. First 3 hours that I've been into it, it literally was the dang introduction. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I was like, oh, holy hell. I was like, the first 3 hours, here's the introduction. It's like, here's all the credits rolling, the intro. And I'm like, what the hell? What have I been playing? I'm like, I've already been emotionally attached into this game. I literally wanted to cry at some of these things because I'm like, you son of a bitch, I'm going to kill you. And then, I was just like, oh, I felt just so much emotions. I had anger. I had rage. I had sadness. I had happiness. And I was like, hey, my fair lady, you coming over tonight? But I was like, it's just all these little different things. It was up and down. Yeah, extra spicy. But you know what? Overall, great story. So this is an amazing story at this game. If you love great content and great stories, this is the game for you.
All right.
So I know you're a sound guy, Alden. So you're probably gonna be like, son of a bitch. I'm like, you sound like you're in a warehouse and you're talking. Because there's one part in the very beginning. I was like, where the hell is he talking? Is he in a warehouse? Because it's like, hello. I'm like, you literally sitting from across from each other and you sound like you're in an echo chamber. And I was like, that one's a little bit odd. Need to fix that audio. So I'm thinking that was an in-studio guy talking. So it had to be because that was now.
Doc, I just want to say there are times when Brandon and I take over the show and talk too much back and forth. I feel like you finally discovered a way to combat that, and that's just to have a conversation with yourself, and it's fantastic. It's Doc's one-man show, and it's super extra spicy. I love it.
I'm sorry, guys. I mean,
no, don't apologize. Don't apologize.
Yeah. So anyhow, it was great. There's some bugs. Gameplay is hard as hell. If you want to try to lockpick, you're better off just going and doing your own damn lock in your house because it's hard as hell on a console. All right, I had to get naked just to be able to get a lockpick so I could get to the next thing.
Just like real life.
He was literally naked and playing the game. That's why he was streaming it.
I was like, I was just like, I literally was getting pissed. I'm like, I'm about to ask for a refund. But I know I wouldn't do that. But it was just, I was like, what the hell? Because there's just so much intricate things. It's like, hold L here, kind of hold this thing, and you got to move him around, and you got to find the sweet spot and rotate. And I'm just like, holy hell, you're just so anyhow, beyond that.
Have you had any issues with it loading during conversations or loading before conversations? I've seen that, and I think that's the one thing that keeps me from wanting to play it right now, is because if I'm having a conversation with somebody and I have to wait 2 minutes for that to load, and I've seen a lot of people say that they've had that bug, it's going to take me out of that moment.
I was sitting here and I was like, I told my viewers, I was like, I was just talking, and I was like, this is taking a long time. And then the pops up, says one damn sentence, loaded scan. I'm like, all right. I was like, okay, well, we're in therapy time right now. So I was like, it was just insane. I was like, come on. I was like, so they need to fix these cut scenes, because I mean, the compression to loading is atrocious. I was just like, oh hell no, this is insane. And I was like, come on, man. Like, that's probably what half of my 3 hours. It probably should have only been an hour, but the rest was just load times. Just saying. But anyway, yeah.
Can't wait to have Rick back on the show.
Oh, I told him. I mean, I love the game. It's
kidding.
Fantastic. If I had to score it just purely on the basis of a game, of the story, the combat, and all the other elements I'd probably give it an 8, to be honest, because I'm very forgiving for stuff. Okay, yeah, they didn't do any beta, they didn't do none of that stuff. So yeah, there's going to be bugs, of course, with a huge open world. I mean, I literally can walk out into the middle of the damn woods and find deer and go hunting, and just wherever I can walk, So there's going to be issues in a big sandbox. I get that. They'll address that. Minor grips, just fix some of the sound issues. Re-record in a studio that's soundproof and not the warehouse out back. So, yeah,
they're a really small team, and that makes it very forgivable for some of the stuff. But there are a few things that I've heard about it that have made me say, I'm going to hold off for a little bit. I've got more things to play right now, and I don't want to stress myself out trying to play this and then get stuck in a 5-minute load scene for a 1-second conversation. And it sucks. We did just have Rick on, and he's a great dude, and the game looks really good and really cool, and there's a lot to love about the game. But we also on the show don't want to just blow smoke and say everything's perfect because we're friends with the guy who was on the show. So we do want to be honest and open with people and say it's not perfect. We don't want to say it's a 10 out of 10. Go play it right this second. There are bugs that need to be fixed, and you need to decide whether or not you want to play it right now or not.
If you're gonna, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I love Xbox, but I'm gonna tell you, if you really want to play it in its best format, PC. That's where it shines. I mean, it looks tremendous on PC. It's ridiculous.
Well, I've seen too that there have been some modders already who've gone out and modded the game to fix some of the issues that it had on day one.
Oh yeah, they have little aim things assisting with the stuff that you need. They're just like basic stuff that us as gamers that are used to. These people, had left out some of those elements that we're used to that makes life easier. So I don't want to take up too much time on just this game, but when you're coming in for combat, you'll have a tri-circle, and it has a bunch of different, arrows facing every way, and they're all yellow except for the area that the person's guarding, which is red. So you have to try to swing at that area or jab, and so it's kind of interesting, and you have to deal with your stamina and your balance and everything else. And it's hyper realistic within it. So that redeems it, because you don't have all these dragons and spells and everything else. So, yep.
Okay. So how's the love story in that game, Doc?
So at first,
Look at those eyebrows.
Oh yeah, you get introduced to your lady Bianca, who you're.
Whoa, what a sexy name.
Yeah, Bianca. And so, you meet her in the ale house and she's like, let me come over tonight and take care of you and thank you properly. It's all this innuendos kind of stuff. I'm like, how the hell you expect me to get this virgin achievement if you keep talking to me like this? I'm like, this ain't gonna work. But I'm not gonna ruin any part of the story. And then there's another wench that comes into it and she's like, hey, how are you doing? Well, won't you come over to the dance tonight with me? And it's like, oh, okay, well, you're a brunette. And literally, folks, this is how this game is. I was like, oh, he's gonna stare at her airy dare, and it's like camera just pans to this girl's
what?
No, he's gonna stare at her what? Her airy dare.
Yeah, her ass. Okay, and it just had her ass. She was just walking away, and I was just like, literally, I was like, and the dad's like, oh, she's a fine lady, if I say so. And I was like, oh my god. And so yeah, so then you got another scene where a royal lady visits you late at night.
Yeah,
so,
but
yeah, I was just like, oh, okay. There's just all these like situations that cross the boundaries within the stuff, and yeah, it's kind of intriguing. So
you're a fan of that part, at least. of the nipples.
Is that do you look for airy dares in most games?
No, I don't. I just thought it was funny that they put the camera on this during the cut scene, and it just this guy's like checking out her as she walks away, and all you see is her lower half just shaking.
Her what?
Like,
her what?
Her airy dare. Okay. So.
But so it is Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
We do want to discuss like love stories in games and dating sims and airy dares. And do you play games for that kind of thing at all, or is this just this game that you're focused on that on?
This game, I love these kind of open world choice-based games because I get to be someone that I'm normally not.
Yeah.
Because I'm much more reserved in real life, my persona grata is just, I am who I am. But within the digital realm, I get to be this just awesome person that it's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm this knight in shining armor, but you know what? I'm gonna bed you tonight. I'm gonna have a winch on each arm. I don't care. So,
I want to cut that part of the video out and just have that play as the promo for our show.
I'm gonna have a wedge on each arm with their airy dares.
But yeah, it's just I think it's fun that way. That's what you get to be someone else. You get to assume this role, and that's what I love about these games. Escapism at its finest. So
did you play Witcher 3? I don't remember.
Oh yes, I have put in close to 150 hours into that game between the Xbox and the PC. So all the way to the blood and wine and blood and expansion.
Did you worry about the airy dares in that game?
I thought that was quite funny. I was not expecting that, to be honest, but I thought it was funny. Tess is it's digital. It doesn't do anything for me, but I thought it was funny. So I was like, this is them pushing the medium because you got to understand, here in America, we're very much more reserved and nudity is taboo, whereas in Europe, it's like, hey, here it is. What's up? What you got? Huh?
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just truth. So games are games. A kid literally can he's got it. It is Valentine's Day, so it is free on Pornhub.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
This public service announcement brought to you by Doc.
I saw it on Twitter.
Yeah, that's where you saw it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
that's where you saw it.
But yeah,
I saw when you were logging on to Pornhub. I'm like, oh shit.
No credit card today. Okay.
Sweet.
So you play any dating sims?
No. I think those are weird, and I think one just got banned in Germany. Some weird thing that's being made out of there.
They banned it in Germany? Jesus Christ, what was going on in that game?
Yeah, what could it have been?
Because it's literally, I think school-aged girls, Japanese school-aged girls, where you touch them in naughty spots, and it's on PlayStation.
It's on Vita, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yes, it's on those platforms, which is just weird. I'm like, whatever gets your jollies, I don't care.
I
Jolly
guess.
Roger. Anyway, Jolly Rancher.
Now just word association. Jolly Roger, Jolly Rancher, Monster Rancher. Where are we going next?
Slime
Monster
Rancher.
Hunter. Now we're back to now.
Oh, good Lord. Nothing. Yeah, there's too many of those games out there. I mean, like, it's just kind of weird. I mean, you saw that one that came out a while back where you literally are bedridden and the Japanese nurse comes in and you turn on a fan to blow up her skirt or whatever. It was all over Polygon and all that stuff. And it was kind of like, are we over-sexualizing and abusing women digitally with this? And I was like, this is interesting. Now I feel like a bad guy.
Those games there's a market for those games and those people can play it. And I'm not playing those games, but they don't offend me if you want to.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't really care about it.
Yeah, exactly.
There are plenty of dating sims out there that aren't blow up a skirt games. I think. I don't really play them. Yawn.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to put Hatful Boyfriend on my...
That's a weird fucking game.
On my to-play list. And
Have you ever played Ico? Or Eco, whatever you want to call it. Eco? Did you play Eco?
Yeah.
Okay, and you've played Shadow of the Colossus?
Uh-huh.
Those, I would say, are probably two of the most groundbreaking love stories that there is because they're so
I was like, where's he going with this? Those are not dating sims.
Yeah.
No, but those
you can choose which of the Colossi you want to date. And...
but that's because you're finding yourself. That's I think
I really love the part when you get to look at monster number 4's Airy Dare. So
Spice.
I mean, it's just that's what I think games, that translated a simple love story into something majestic and grand. That's how it's done, not these weird dating sims like, oh, well, it's just like Tinder. Okay. Yeah. I don't want to go outside. No, I'll have this virtual.
So I'm not a dating sim guy, but I can see the appeal of a dating sim. It's just a fantasy world. It's just like people can sit down and play Sims and build their fake family, and they'll play that shit for hours on it. And my wife is one of them. I love Sims.
I don't like dating sims.
I've played one because it was an easy platinum. Mr. Massage.
Mr. Massage.
Because it was an easy platinum. That's literally the only one I've ever played. And the whole time I played, I'm like, this is fucking weird. But whatever. There's other ones out there. There's one on PSN. I'm sure it's on Xbox. I know it's on Steam. It's Frisky Business that keeps popping up on PSN flash sales that I've almost bought for the easy trophies before, but it's super pervy. But I mean, like I said, there's a market for it, and if that's what you guys like, that's awesome.
I think there are some out there that are just kind of funny.
Exactly.
There have been a couple that my fiance Tanya and I have played together. I don't play them on my own, but at times it's like, let's just play a funny game now. Like, let's just play this silly game where you try to date these anime girls.
I mean, hell, you look at one of your favorite series is Persona. That's got dating sims elements all through it. You know what I mean? Like, it's a RPG, but it's got dating sim in it. It's like Bully. You're going to school. There's a lot of different stuff in that. So, there's elements of those games and a lot of things. But the only dating sim that I've ever sat down and played was Mr. Massage because it was a very easy platinum.
Yeah, that was a funny game. And that's what I'm saying.
It was a really funny game, yeah.
I think I just broke your pen.
Thanks, Dick.
Whoops. Anyway, but I agree with you, Doc. It's much better when it's like an organic love story in a game. What are some other love stories that you've enjoyed, or you too, Brandon?
Well, like David, Mr. Preen just said,
shit. Welcome to the chat.
He was like Game of Life. Literally had that.
Yeah.
He was married with 4 kids, a lawyer, and the board game. It literally was a dating thing, your whole life on a thing. That I never thought about that. It's just something updated and, something classic. So it's always been there. brings an intriguing point to how do we convey? Does this teach anything to our youth? And what is it doing? Is it giving them a set of boundaries, morals?
Now I think you're diving way too much into it. It's just a video game. It's just, for Christ's sake, all is about to talk about Hatful Boyfriend where you're a pigeon. Yeah. It's just turn your brain off and have fun and be like, I'm gonna try to sleep with this one tonight, and just it's. To me, for those who like dating, it is no different than me spending 17 hours a week playing Madden. It's not fucking accomplishing anything.
You're
but my football team's better than this made-up football team, and this other guy's happy because he got to sleep with the redhead and that. Hey, cool, that's fine. But like I said, literally the only dating sim I've ever played is that. Have you played any like what are all these dating sims like you and Tanya have played?
Well, we played one that's like this weird anime dating game. Which was a really fun game, and we knew it was silly and funny, and we knew it was like overly sexual in tone. And it was just it was really funny when we were playing, and you get to the parts where you're like, you go out on a date with this girl, and you get home and she sends you a text message and you pull it up and it's like, oh, here I am in a bra at the kitchen table. And then you go on another date and it's like, oh, here I'm in a bra sitting on my bed. I'm in another date. Here I am in my bra on the beach.
Taking a crap.
And
I didn't want that one.
Yeah. And then you're like, you go on a fourth date and there's no build up. It's just like, here I am completely naked and just like, and you're like, whoa.
What game was, now I sound like a perv, but what game was this?
I don't know what it was called. I'll text you about it later.
Sweet.
I'll send you pictures. It's
Easy Plat.
But no, it's not on PS4. So
that's the thing. There's like the date that weird frisky business game. I've looked at it many times. It's on. I want that easy trophy. A little weird. Apparently, the PC version is just like no holds barred, where the PSN version is edited, censored essentially. So takes a little of the perviness out of it.
David said in the chat that's just called Snapchat. Yeah,
that's very true.
It was an anime
Snapchat the game. Minus you actually did get to see the whole kit and caboodle. So
and I played
spicy.
What's that new one? Doki Doki Literature Club.
I've heard a lot about that game.
That's a weird game. I don't know if you guys have heard about it or what it does. I won't spoil it. It's for free. You can play it for free on Steam. Go on your PC and play it. Doki Doki Literature Club. It starts out, it's like 2 or 3 hours. That's really, really just a dating sim. That's every now and then you get little hints of like, that's kind of weird. Something weird is going on. And then just boom. 2 or 3 hours in, you hit a point where it's like, something really messed up happens. And then the rest of the game is just like a mind trip where you're going through and like the game does things in your computer that you have to try to fix or I don't want to spoil too much.
They rave about it on Podcast Beyond, so I've heard great things about it. I played it after hearing all that stuff, so I think because I heard so much about it, it made me expect more. Gotcha. So when I did play it, I was kind of like, it was fun. It was a game. It was a game. Yeah. It's short, so at least you can play through it in a sitting or two and be done with it. But the things it does are really interesting and novel. I'm surprised more games don't do things like this, like go into your settings and change this setting. And now this part of the game is completely different. That's pretty sweet. It's cool what it does, and then you can donate if you want to donate the money. But those are the only 2 dating sims I can say I played, and neither of them are like straight up dating sims. Yeah. Except for your Snapchat one. Except for my Snapchat one. I think to go to your first question, I shouldn't say the only, but like the first video game couple that like jumps to mind for me, and it's kind of stealing your answer, so I apologize, but because you said it to me earlier, but it is Nathan Drake and Elena, because what I like about that story is it builds through all 4 Uncharted. That's why. So when Uncharted 4 was coming out, I would run into a lot of people who would be like, "Look, I've never played Uncharted. Can I just play 4?" And I'm like, "You can, but you miss all of the backstory, and a huge chunk of that backstory is their relationship, because the relationship that they have in 4, it's so believable. Yes. Like it's them sitting down playing Crash, and it's like that's me and my wife. she's making fun of me because I suck, or this is me and my wife. This is hilarious. And then you feel for what happens to them as they progress through the game. Where I don't think just jumping into 4, you'll get the very minimum, of that, but you won't have that feeling. Their relationship has always been one you're pulling for. Like when you play Uncharted 2 and you meet Chloe, that's my girl, but you're like,
she got that airy dare.
She does have an airy dare. That's the name of the episode. But
Doc, I can't hear you. There you
Sorry
are.
about that. I actually must have bumped it.
All right, yell spicy again because I saw it, but I didn't hear it.
Yes, I'm very spicy.
All right, he's back.
All right, you can go back on mute.
There. But that's the thing. Like in Uncharted 2, when they introduced Chloe, I remember playing it with my wife, and she's like, "I don't like her. She's trying to get Drake. That's Elena. Like that's not the kind of thing you care about in video games." And my wife is immediately like, "I don't like Chloe. She's trying to get Drake. That's Elena's man." And that's cool just to put that kind of feeling in, and the fact that it stretches out over 5 if you count Golden Abyss. Like she is prominent in some of them more so than others, but that's the first one that jumps to my mind as the relationship that I don't know I would look at first. Obviously there's other examples. There's examples that stretch in longer, but I'm such an Uncharted fan. I think that would be the first one that jumps to my mind.
Nate and Elena is almost what makes that game or that series. It's a fun game to play. It's a really fun story. You're playing through basically 4 or 5 Indiana Jones movies that stretch out 8 to 10 hours. But that interaction between Nate and Elena and Nate and Sully is what makes that game special.
Nate and Sully have the best bromance too.
Yeah,
they have the best bromance in gaming.
Almost like a father-son relationship too. But the relationship between Nate and Elena is so good and believable, and you feel for it for these fictional characters. It does play out slowly, and you can watch times where Nate says something, and you're like, ugh.
Yeah,
and you see Elena react, and then she reacts accordingly. It's not like, that's you, Drake.
Exactly.
No, she handles it the way a woman would in that situation. Yeah. And then there's times when she says things and Nate's like, well, you know what? I'm going to do this. And you're like, he handles it the way a guy would in that situation.
And it isn't all, roses too. Like they have their issues and that's what I like about it. That's just something when I think of studios it's something that Naughty Dog does. Now, when we talk relationship in The Last of Us, obviously we aren't talking the level like Nate and Elena, but the relationship that you build with Joel and Ellie through that game, granted, again, we're not talking a romantic relationship, but it is still a relationship that you build through that game. Hell, even the very beginning, and I won't get into spoilers. I'm sure most, if not all of you have played The Last of Us. The first 15 minutes of that game, you have to have good writing and good character development to do what that scene does.
Yeah.
And for it to do what it does to literally everybody, unless you are a monster and have no heart. But then when you see what Joel does for Ellie all throughout The Last of Us, it's one of those things where you sit there and you go, I get why he would do that, or I can see why she wouldn't like that and stuff like that. And it's just, again, it's a different type of relationship, but I think it's something that Naughty Dog does kind of unrivaled in my opinion, because everything they do, they've got that kind of stuff going in the background. Look at The Lost Legacy, and it's not a romantic relationship, but you look at Chloe and Nadine and their relationship. Well, it's butting heads at first, and then are they friends? And I don't know. I think they're just
Naughty Dog
masters at
is
that.
heads and shoulders above anybody else as far as characterization and humanizing video game characters.
Yes.
They do it like nobody else I've ever seen. I can't even begin to think of anybody that's close.
I agree.
And that's not saying anything about anybody else. There are some great stories out there, and there's great love stories, and there's great characterization and humanization, but nobody does it all like Naughty Dog does, or has done it so far, at least.
Agreed. Completely.
Well, I'm going to take this another direction, and just because it is Valentine's Day, we're going to give a fan request. Mr. Dinero Primero says, question for the cast. Since it's Valentine's Day, one date with a female video game character. So he already knows who you're picking. Alden.
Yeah, we already know who Alden's picking.
I think not. I think you guys don't know.
Pigeon from Hatoful Boyfriend.
Pigeon number 4 from Hatoful Boyfriend.
Doc, who are you picking? Cortana?
No. So y'all gonna make fun of me for this one, but I like Jonah Dark.
No one's
Okay.
gonna make fun of you for that, except for the fact that this topic is ridiculous, and we all are gonna look like perverts.
Yeah,
We are.
whatever.
That's not good.
I like a strong, independent woman, so that kind of fits
Mhm.
that role. It'd either be her or Tomb Raider, so Laura Croft. So.
Good old Tomb Raider.
Good old Tomb Raider.
I love
mean,
you, Tomb Raider.
The new Tomb Raider, not the old Tomb Raider.
Yes.
That was a horrible, bimbo-y trash representation. Now she's a strong, independent, empowered person.
You can't, dude. We're talking about banging video game character. You can't be all like, we don't care. We know what you mean. We know what you mean.
I understand and agree with Doc. I was actually thinking,
but we're not. But the whole story, we're going down a path right now that's only leading in one direction. I don't think we have to go with that. We all get where you're going. We're also all talking about the video game characters.
Spicy. Derriere.
Dare.
Yeah, I said it wrong.
You said
or
it
I said it right.
Yeah, you said it right.
I don't know. I said Chloe earlier, man. Chloe, that's my girl, dude.
It's funny. Like,
Funny, babe.
I would have a hard time choosing between not Aloy. I talk about Aloy because I love her so much, but really what I love is that game and that world. And I love Aloy. She's super strong and empowered. But so is Laura Croft, and she's got a sweet airy dare. So I would probably pick either the new Laura Croft or Chloe.
We're in the exact same pick.
Yeah.
Another one that I remember. This guy came up saying this out loud. I remember playing the game.
Diego, what have you done?
I remember playing the game and thinking like, I have a weird attraction to this character, and it's
Batman.
It is. How'd you know? It's actually Green Lantern. But it is a fighting game. It's Cassie Cage from the last Mortal Kombat. I don't know what the hell it was about her, man. She killed me though. Did you play the last Mortal Kombat?
No, I didn't.
One? It's Sonya and Johnny Cage's daughter, man. She's she was, I don't know.
Oh, you know what? Also, Elizabeth from BioShock.
Yeah, I think,
I loved her so much. I actually, IGN.
Boy, this is going to be the entire topic for the rest of the show.
Brian Altano from IGN.
I remember this.
Did an article when BioShock Infinite first came out and posted the creepiest dudes on Twitter that were talking about their fake love for this fake character. I was on IGN in Brian Altano's article saying something like, I just want to get home and play BioShock with my new girlfriend, Elizabeth. So.
Yeah, Alden's made a couple of those random things, and they're always for weird.
They're always the weirdest
They
thing.
are weird shit that they find for you.
Yeah.
So it is
I don't know why. Everything I say is so cool and exciting.
Or about oranges.
Or about oranges. Orange Cast coming next month.
Too funny.
Good. Yeah, bring more questions in now so we can go down that freaking rabbit hole again.
Yeah, I want to get more questions from the chat. Let's do that.
So I have a whole episode where we just answer the chat, and hopefully there's people here. It'll be a weird, awkward episode.
Like,
Let's do it when we have Lico on.
It's true. Yeah.
We'll just take weird questions from the chat. No questions about Moss.
About Moss. That being said, I talked to Lico the other day. They're hoping to hammer down that date, as they've been saying. And once they do, he is coming on the show again as soon as the game launches to talk to us about it. I can't wait for that game. I
can't wait for Moss. I'm really excited for it. I've wanted it for forever, but playing that demo was amazing. If you haven't played the demo and you do have a PSVR, shame on you. Go download the demo and play it. It's free.
They just put out like iOS. They're really hyping it up now. Like there's like iOS stickers and Android stickers coming soon and all that. There's a lot of stuff coming with Quill, which is great because Quill is who Lico designs. It's so cool and so happy for him.
Yeah,
that his character he designed is becoming so popular now.
Again, I think I've said it on every episode. Lico couldn't be a nicer dude. He's one of the nicest people I've met, let alone met through this show. But it doesn't matter. I want that game really bad, and it's got so much heart and character. It doesn't matter whether I've met him or not.
Yeah,
I want that game. It looks amazing. So it'd be silly to have him on again now when he can't talk about a date.
Exactly.
When it's
That's
going
what
to
he's
be out.
hammered once it comes down. Yep. But Doc, if you're thinking of a video game relationship, what's the first couple that comes to your mind? Sweet love story.
It's a Final Fantasy Fang and Vitel.
You
it
can
was
say anything right now, and I agree.
4?
No. I think it was 8. Help me out, chat. I forget.
8 was Squall and Renoa.
No. There's a different one. It was a friendship that I mean, I guess those, but I'm trying to think.
I was going to mention Final Fantasy VIII was the first time where a love story in a game like grabbed me. The story there between Squall and Renoa, obviously that game is like 70 hours long, and through that whole thing, you're playing through this as her protector, and then she saves you and you save her. That was the first time where I guess I must have been a young teenager, but it was just like, I really care about these characters and what happens to them and how they end up, or whether they end up together. I don't know why I care, but I do.
Fang and Vanille. So Final Fantasy 13. Jesus.
That's not even close to 8.
Jesus, I thought it was 8. 13. So that one more recent for me. I'm big on those kind of stories because I'm going to put it, the Japanese creators are amazing tying in love stories within their stuff. So, but I think more so, instead of like a male-female relationship, I think probably one of the most unique and profound relationships I've ever played in a game is The Last of Us. That relationship between him and her, and just the protector, and is just that relationship tension was beautifully done. So that's probably the best relationship I've ever seen display of love and a sense, So
again, just Naughty Dog is so good, but that you can feel the bond in these fake video game characters. And you care so much about what they're going through and these decisions that they have to make without any spoilers, and what each character would want in that situation and what they can and can't have. And you're like, obviously it's not the same kind of love story. It's a parental bond kind of story. But Last of Us hits me. I've said it before, but Last of Us is one of the only games where I want to replay it so bad, and I can't, or I haven't been able to bring myself to do it because that intro scene and the amount of emotion that's built up in that.
And that's 15 minutes into the game. And as parents, it hits harder, but you don't have to be a parent for that. And because that's how brilliantly written that entire scene is. And I don't know if there's anybody in this chat that hasn't played The Last of Us, but please change that. Like, that's, the one thing that people that get all caught up in these console wars is you can love Xbox, but The Last of Us is an absolute one-of-a-kind masterpiece. You're doing yourself a disservice by not playing that. Like, just go 100%. Play it. Just play it.
Yeah.
I do agree with Diego, Lee, and Clementine in the first Telltale Walking Dead was another just.
Yeah.
Whew. And that was crazy because those games came out so close to each other. So for 2 games to make you feel like that, for me, I was like, whoa, what is going on right now? Like, and now I like to look for that kind of stuff in games is a heavier story more than anything, which is why I'm excited to dive more into Shadow of the Colossus, because apparently that story is just crazy heavy.
There's a lot you have to read into that story, though. It's not so on the nose.
Gotcha.
But talking about that, Telltale has gotten really, really good at just believable relationships and characters. So I think most of the Telltale games these days have a great characterization and cast of characters. And part of it, too, is they get amazing voice actors. So they're able to convey that message. I mean, Troy Baker is in all of their games, but he's an amazing voice actor. Yeah. What's her name? Ashley Johnson is in a bunch of their games, and she's an amazing voice actress. Obviously, she plays what's her name? Ellie. But I feel like that's part of these days. What goes into humanizing these characters so much is the voice actors.
Oh, of course.
Because there was a time where to be a voice actor in a video game, you were just the cheapest person they could find. These days, it's really something that people seek out. And there are some really, really, really amazing voice actors. Arado said in the chat, Laura Bailey, she's amazing. And she's going to be in The Last of Us too, which is going to make it even that much more. Ashley Birch.
She's fantastic.
Nolan North. I mean, people that we know people's names now who are doing these voices.
Who would have ever thought that? Like,
yeah.
It's so weird for Nolan North because he does a kid show called Blaze and the Monster Machines. He does the main character. Telson used to love that show. And it was so weird because I'd be like, that's just slightly higher pitched Drake. It's freaking weird.
Aubrey used to be obsessed with My Little Pony. So I would watch My Little Pony with her in the morning. And then I would go to Batman Arkham Asylum and there's a Twilight Sparkle going, I'll get you, Batman.
What was I going to say? It's kind of funny up here. Somebody actually, I was thinking about that exact one was Batman and Catwoman's relationship in Arkham Knight. Also, even in the relationships you have in the Batman Telltale game. Yeah, I really liked how they did all that stuff too. So
yeah, that's another. I mean, just Telltale's so good at that. There were so many moments in the Batman game where Telltale Batman ruined Batman games for me. I've gone back now. I played Arkham Knight, and I played what's the one before Arkham Knight? Arkham Origins. I played both of those after playing Telltale Batman, and playing those games is like, oh, this is silly now because this character seems so shallow in these games, as opposed to Telltale Batman, where everybody has so much depth.
Yeah.
You've never cared about Bruce Wayne the way you do in Telltale Batman.
No, not at all. Never, he's humanized in Telltale Batman, which. Yeah.
Oh, touched your leg there, huh?
Thank you.
Hey there.
Spicy.
So anyway, I guess we got to get into a poll here soon, huh?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? You touched my leg.
So who's got the poll? Who's got the poll?
Huh? I think it's you this week.
Let me just go over this list that I wrote during the middle of the show. So I'm a little torn on what I should put on it. Should I put Hatful Boyfriend on my list?
I think you should because we just talked about it so much.
Yeah, so it's February. I mean, it's Valentine's Day.
Even though we did kick that around as a book club game.
We did, but
screw it. Put it on your list.
Hatful Boyfriend. My game this week, number 1. What? Airy Dare. I'm trying to figure out if I want to sandbag this poll and just make it the game that I know is going to win, but it's a game I need to play.
I would do these 3 because these 3 between the 3 of them, you'll get less. What the hell's this one?
Gravity Rush 2.
Okay, I would do this, and this.
Okay, so I'm going to do Hatful Boyfriend, which we talked about earlier. Gravity Rush 2. I played Gravity Rush 1. I loved it. It was too long, and it got boring, but I liked it enough that I want to play Gravity Rush 2. Also, you can get the costumes from Nier Automata and play as 2B. So
would you pick her in your?
No, because she's not a real person. She's just cold-hearted and weird.
That butt.
That Airy Dare.
That Airy Dare, though.
And Icy.
Oh, I was saying Bleed.
Oh, you're saying Bleed?
Yeah.
Fine.
Icy's an easy platinum, but it's super short, apparently.
Is it?
Bleed's just fucking awesome. Bleed's
all right, I'll put Bleed on the list. So, Hatful Boyfriend, Gravity Rush 2, and Bleed. All games that I want to play and just haven't had that extra motivation to get to. So
I put the vote for Bleed. I love that game. It's
Bleed is more of a 2D shooter.
And Bleed 2 just came out too. So
yeah. And I've had it on my backlog for forever, and I've wanted to get to it, but it's just one of those games where you're like, I'll get to it at some point.
Yeah, it's fun.
So, Doc, what would you pick out of those 3 games?
I'm looking to see what they actually are because I'm
Gravity Bleed Boyfriend.
Gravity Rush 2 sequel to mechanics. Okay, yeah, Gravity Rush 2. I think that looks cool. So that's that's a Japanese game. Okay. But from the Japan. Okay, yeah, I'd go with that one. That one looks interesting.
It's a Japanese game from the Japan.
Real quick. So something I wanted to
spicy.
I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, that's totally messed up my words there. Sorry, because
that's very unlike you.
Yeah, there. Really quick. Before we sign off, I wanted to say this earlier when Alden was talking about voice acting. If you want to see how far voice acting has come, you don't even have to go that far back. I forgot. Another game I played this past week for an easy platinum was Dying Reborn, which was a fun-ish, horror-ish puzzle room escape. Literally the worst voice acting I have ever heard. If anybody's played this game, you know what I tell. Just everybody do themselves a favor when this ends. Go watch a walkthrough of it, and just wait for literally the first thing that comes out of that guy's mouth. It never gets better after that. So if that can tell you just how far voice acting is coming, that game's a year old. So how much better a game can become just off of great voice acting alone. Dear God, it's awful.
I do have that in my backlog, so
it's an easy plat.
That's why I bought it.
There you go.
Awesome. Any last closing remarks, gentlemen, before we sign off and let everyone get into the nightly routine for Valentine's Day?
What you doing?
Brandon got his
it's a sexy controller.
Sea of Thieves controller.
Oh, look at that Sea of Thieves controller.
This is the best looking controller I've ever seen in my life.
Mary was so like when this was here, she's like, "Oh, I've never wanted a controller like this one."
Yeah, I might have to get it.
Didn't you say does this skull light up? I haven't used it yet.
Yeah, it actually when you turn off all the lights, it glows in the dark.
Oh, so, nice.
Yeah,
that's badass. Can't wait to use it. Yeah.
Crack-a-lackin'. Mm-hmm.
Crack-a-lackin'.
You guys and your Valentines will enjoy the lights being off. Me, with my vasectomy, I won't. So I'll just be looking at my glowing controller and having fun with it. So
yeah.
Spicy.
I feel for you, but not enough that I'm going to hang out tonight. I'm going to leave as soon as the show's over.
You're going to stay with me and my frozen peas.
I got stuff to do at home.
They know.
All right. Well, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. I had so much fun this week. Thank you guys, everyone, for joining us. Before we sign off, I do want to say one thing. It's not so positive, but I just want to say our thoughts and prayers are with those that lost their lives today in Florida in a senseless act of a school shooting. Many people lost their lives today. So our thoughts and prayers are with their families and the victims. So, but on a more positive note, let's keep pushing positivity through gaming. You have a choice every time you decide to click send. Make the right choice. Have a great week. It's Digital Hoarders Crew. We're out.
Love you guys.